Hey everybody, before we get into today's show, just want to let you know that this offer is ending soon over at Equalife. It is one of our most popular products called the free Daily Hero Support, or it's called Daily Hero Support, and it's yours free this week on all qualifying orders. This is a product we've been using for years now on very specific herbs and minerals that have been proven to help with graying, thinning, and hair loss. Again, it's yours completely free to try out right now while supplies last at StephenCabral.com/shop. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified Doctor of Naturopathy, Dr. Stephen Cabral, shares with you exactly how you can reverse aging, take back your health, and live a life full of energy and passion, with new 20-minute episodes every single day to keep you healthy and engaged. Now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
All right, everybody, we are back. Our part 2 of our Cabral HouseCalls, each and every weekend, answering about 10 to 12 of our community's questions. If you tuned into yesterday's show, I thank you. I appreciate you. You will know that I went a little bit long on the questions. I didn't even know I was doing that. I usually spend just about 2-3 minutes per question, so I make sure that we get in 5 to 6 for the day. Well, yesterday I went a little bit long. I apologize, but at the same time, hopefully I gave you some great answers to issues that people were struggling with. Okay, so today we're going to get in 5 to 6 questions. We're going to make it happen. If you want to follow along with what the community is asking, maybe it was your question, head on over to StephenCabral.com/2907. And if you haven't already, make this the year that you pick up your free copy of the Rain Barrel Effect. And if you already have your copy, phenomenal. We thank you. We appreciate you. We'd love you to review it over at Amazon, but also grab another copy. Send it to a friend. Send it to a family member. We want them to make sure they get this information as well. Again, it is completely free. I pay for the book to be printed. It's about $7 and something cents, and you just pay for the shipping. That's it. Literally, you pay for the shipping. I pay to print the book. If there's any money left over, then it goes to charity. And 100% of all book sales from Amazon go to charity as well. So, all right, that is that. And let's get started. Next set of questions coming in right now. I'm just opening up the document. Again, I don't do any prep work, but what I do is I draw upon hundreds of thousands of previous wellness appointments and clients. And what I like to do is always give you those underlying root cause imbalances that you may be suffering from. So let's dive in right now. Jillian's up first. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I have a strange question regarding my leg. I have a dent in my right upper quad that runs horizontally. It seems as if my quad muscle somehow split. However, I have no clue why or how. I saw a doctor who said it's not fatty tissue, but appears to be my muscle. The dent is pretty noticeable, but not painful. I've noticed it sometime after having my first child, but it either went away or was not as significant. But since having my second child, it's come back and more prominent. My reference, I'm currently 10 months postpartum with my second and weight 125 pounds, nearly pre-pregnancy weight. My hormones, according to regular doctor's tests, said everything looks fine, although I know in the past I've been told I have PCOS. Not sure if this is causing the dent. Okay, so my background is in fitness, exercise physiology, essentially anatomy, of the human body. And so, I love these questions, but when we're talking about these questions, and you can do this as well. I want to go over the quadricep muscle. So if you just type into Dr. Google quadricep muscle, and that means there's 4, right? So typing in, and I don't even have my internet connected, so a lot of people don't know this, but I use wired internet when I'm in my main office especially, hardwired, and I just typically unplug it whenever I'm not using it. But anyway, I won't be able to get it for you here right now, but just type into Dr. Google quadricep muscle, and you can just type in complex if you want to. And what you're going to find is that there's 4 muscles. And so the muscle right around the kneecap on the inside that looks like a teardrop is called the vastus medialis. Then on the opposite side, on the outside of the quadricep, right near where it's usually called the iliotibial band, well, right before you get there on the outside, if you ever foam rolled that, you know how painful that can be if you've never foam rolled it before, especially if you're a cyclist. That's called the vastus lateralis, okay, or lateralis. I just pronounce it lateralis. Okay, then in the middle, we have the vastus femoris and the vastus intermedius. So we have the vastus medialis, the lateralis, we have the intermedius on the inside. Why this is important and this is actually important, is that these muscles all do have their own definition. So when you're looking at your quadricep, if you are straightening your leg and you have pretty good muscle tone and you've lost weight, you very well may just be looking at the definition of your quadricep. And if your doctor isn't necessarily a orthopedic doctor or know as much about the human body, and I know that's, again, I'm not being condescending in any way, shape, or form, they just they're not into fitness. They may not know that definition spot. Now, if there's actually a dent in the leg, that I can't necessarily help you with because there's no photo attached. I wouldn't necessarily know what that looks like. So going to someone who specializes in that, literally going to a muscular therapist, someone that really knows the body, they'll be able to share with you what that might be. So hopefully I was helpful in some way. All right, Layla's up next. Hi, Dr. Ball. I work as a nurse in the hospital, and our hospital is implementing new badges that track us throughout the hospital. Our badges clip to our shirt and hang over our chest, and it makes me wonder if we should be doing something to protect ourselves. Thanks. Wow, I had no idea, and that is not ideal. We have so many nurses leaving conventional medicine hospitals and coming over to the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute and just beginning to set up their own health coaching practices. And these are some of the reasons why. I actually dedicated a podcast to why so many nurses and doctors and health professionals are leaving conventional medicine. Like, these are things that nobody thinks about. You're literally putting Wi-Fi over your heart. This is not ideal in any way, shape, or form. Now, obviously, Layla, I'm not looking to scare you in any way. That's not my intention. If it was me, what I would do, now this would potentially throw off their signal, but at least on the back, I would be using Faraday fabric. You can buy it right on Amazon. You can buy it anywhere. Faraday fabric, Faraday. Faraday. I've reviewed it on many Friday Review podcasts. There's even a Faraday tape. So I'd be using Faraday fabric, and then I'd use the Faraday tape, and I would at least block it coming against my body. And you can test it. So you can actually get an EMF meter, and that's at stephencabral.com/resources. And you can test it while you're in the hospital if there's any radiation or anything like that on the back of it, especially if they're trying to ping you. And then you can test it after putting, like I would take the Faraday fabric and I would fold it over like 5 times, and then I'd use the Faraday tape around the back of my badge. And that's how I would block it against my body. So that's what I would do. All right. So Layla, hopefully that was helpful. All right. Dacia is up next, or Dacia. My aluminum number is 43, nickel 5.9, and cadmium is too high. I've been tested by a doctor and have been doing multiple chelations through an IV for a year. I'm completely broke because I've spent over $10,000 on these treatments. I need a protocol I can do at home. I have red light therapy machine and doctor grade ionic foot baths at home. Interested in what I can do with products to take internally. My quality of life is about a 3 out of 10. Very fatigued from a flare up from rheumatoid arthritis or the heavy metals. Please help. Thank you. Okay. So happy to help here as well. I mean, in my opinion, there really shouldn't be any treatments for $10,000. I know that there's some, and I get it, but I don't know that I would do IV chelations. And people are getting, I don't know, I'm not a fan of everybody calling themselves a functional medicine doctor and them doing super expensive treatments. An IV chelation. IV chelation for heavy metals is only needed in very rare circumstances. We're talking about people with high levels of lead, really high levels of aluminum, and they're at risk or they have autoimmune issues or all sorts of issues. I mean, I don't know. It's not what I would do, okay? My opinion, not what I would do. I would do a much less expensive program right at home called the Heavy Metal Detox. For a couple $100, that's all it costs. You can find it at stephencabral.com/shop. And again, you don't need to buy it there. You never need to buy any of the things that we do in my practice, but at least know what we do, know it works. It's used by thousands of practitioners all over the world. If you're a practitioner, you can get access to these protocols as well. Literally, just email support@eco.life. They'll set you up with a practitioner account, and you can use it with your clients. It's much safer. These are natural things to do. Then what I would do is, instead of investing $10,000 in IVs, I would invest in a $1,000 infrared sauna. And again, you can find those at stevencabral.com/shop. Just type in sauna. You'll see the one that we recommend. Okay, so sauna and Epsom salt baths, pretty good, not as much, but infrared sauna better, and heavy metal detox. And then I would do the daily foundational protocol. That's what I would do for heavy metals. In terms of rheumatoid arthritis, again, got to run the big five. Look at the underlying root causes as to what is wrong. Yes, there's another investment. I get it. But how do you know what the underlying root causes are if you're not looking for the food sensitivities, candida overgrowth, bacterial overgrowth, parasites, H. pylori, cortisol imbalances, etc., right? So that's what I recommend. All of those are at stevencabral.com/shop, or go to integrativehealthpractitioner.org, and then just click on the practitioners tab and you can work with a level 2 practitioner. You don't have to work with us. So again, I just want people to get well. You can work with anybody in the world. All right. Stacy's up next. Hi, Dr. Brawl. I just finished listening to your podcast on GLP medications. It scared me because I'm on them. Not for weight loss, but for dysautonomia. My blood sugar was all over the place, even with the perfect diet. Your detoxes protocol is big 5, working with a coach. I did have improvements, but still did not have much energy, stamina, and always dizzy, as well as fight or flight. My functional med doctor suggested Ozempic and then Mounjaro. I can't believe how amazing I feel. I'm working out again, popping up in the morning with tons of energy. My blood sugar is perfect. My A1C is 4.6 now. I feel like I have my life back. I don't have one bad side effect. I have 1 to 3 bowel movements a day. I'm still hungry and eat. What do you think this med has? Why do you think this med has worked so well for my dysautonomia? Yeah, you may have very well had wild swings in blood sugar. And in fight or flight was a big part of that. Not able then to stabilize cortisol. Every time you went low cortisol, you jumped high in cortisol, you started to produce more blood sugar. So I totally get it. And the thing is, like, I don't want to be Dr. Evil and say all of the things that these things are bad for us. If you have no poor side effects and you feel amazing, I am not going to hold you back. I'm really not. So we're going to have you keep doing what you're doing. And then if in being stable for 3 to 6 months, you decide that you want to wean down off of these medications, you'll work with your doctor. And then hopefully by then you've done the whole de-stress protocol, right? Diet, exercise, stress reduction, toxin removal, rest, emotional balance, science-backed supplements, success mindset. So you're working on your sleep. You're working on all these things. But remember, don't use the drug just as a feel-safe. Make sure that you brought up your magnesium levels or you balance your CalMag, and all of that is working as well. So again, I just want to see people well. I really do. That's the goal. And so don't stop doing what you're doing. You're getting great results, no side effects, but there are a lot of people with side effects, of course. So if you're good, you still have an appetite, still have normal bowel movements, you're doing okay, you're not losing muscle mass, more power to you. And then if in the future you can wean off the drugs, then yes, I would recommend that. But again, no medical recommendations. All right. Let's go over, can we get one more question in? How do we do here? One, yeah, we've got to get one more in. All right, interested in trying alpha lipoic acid for blood glucose in neuralgia, but have a few questions. One site says if you are taking thyroid medication, which I am, I take desiccated thyroid, warns that it may cause harm due to mercury not being removed from the body. And if okay to take, what is the daily dosage that works without harm? And does it matter what type of ALA, S or R type? These are great questions, high-level questions. I love it. I've been using alpha lipoic acid myself since my early 20s when I had type 2 diabetes. So I get it. I don't have type 2 diabetes anymore. Now I use a lower dose in my my Cell Boost, as well as I believe there's a little bit in the daily nutritional support. It's an amazing product, 100 to 300 milligrams or so per day. Yeah, I'm a big advocate of alpha lipoic acid, but not only that, it helps with detoxification. Like it's a great product. It is a sulfur-based product as well. When you're talking about R spin or S spin, L or R, I've seen literature in both. I really have. I've experimented with both, found no difference in the more expensive type. So I don't use the more expensive type. If you find greater benefit in it, then fantastic. I don't know. I'm not about asking people to spend 2 or 3 times as much money for like one specific nutrient. But it's a great product. Have I seen it be an issue if you're taking thyroid medication? Or in your case, desiccated thyroid? I haven't. So I just haven't. I haven't not seen that issue. So it may cause harm due to mercury not being removed from the body. Well, here's the thing. Do you have high levels of mercury in the first place? You can run the minerals and metals test right at home or the complete toxic heavy metals test. And if you don't have any mercury, good. If you have higher levels of mercury, you may want to look at doing the heavy metal detox. It's different than the functional medicine detox. You do the functional medicine detox first, then the heavy metal detox. Okay, and I would use an infrared sauna. And so if you have the mercury then out of your body and you're not consuming more mercury, heavy metal fish, maybe only once a month, like tuna, I don't see that there's an issue. But again, I can't provide you with any medical advice. We use it in our practice, and we have a ton of people in our practice, like thousands that come to us on a yearly basis, not thousands, tens of thousands on a yearly basis just for thyroid. We've never stopped using it. We haven't seen there be an issue. We don't see mercury build up. I mean, that's something we're obviously trying to lower. So Yvonne, hopefully this was helpful. Always, again, go by the labs, go by what you feel is right for your body, and go by the results, right? Go by the data. So hopefully this was helpful, everyone. I thank you. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new Cabral concept. Best way to start the week with our mindset and motivation show. Take care, everybody. All right, everybody, before you go, I want to make sure that you know that ending soon is our free offer over at Equalife for the daily care support. This is a $60 value, yours completely free on all qualifying orders. And that means that you get to test out this product if you've never tried it before on us. It is a product that is guaranteed to help with graying hair, thinning hair, and hair loss. So the nutrients, minerals, and herbs in this product have been proven and studied to help with blocking of what's called dihydrotestosterone, DHT, estrogen-based imbalance, and others. Again, it's completely free on all qualifying orders. And if you've been struggling with hair thinning, hair loss, or premature graying, head on over to StephenCabral.com/shop for your free bottle.